4, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
Deputies say he hitched a ride on Christmas Eve and then shot the people who gave that ride. Tonight, deputies believe they have their man. And deputies say that man was standing in the rain in Greenville when the victims pulled over to help him.
After a ride to Anderson, investigators tell us he shot the man and woman who were in the car and left them on the side of I-85. WYFF News 4's Mandy Gaither is live and local in Anderson County, where the man had a hearing this afternoon. Mandy, bring us up to date.
Well, the families of the victims just spoke during a hearing here just moments ago. One called this crime sad and heartless and told the judge that he'd like the suspect to get the death penalty. Now, that suspect, John Farrell Villarreal, was apparently standing in the rain in Greenville on Christmas Eve when deputies say his victims, Marie Fowler and Jerry Dobson, saw this stranger, perhaps felt sorry for him, and picked him up and were taking him to the state line. But before they could get there, deputies say Farrell Villarreal told Dobson he had to use the bathroom, and when Dobson pulled over near mile marker 16 on Interstate 85, they say the suspect pulled out a handgun with a homemade silencer on it and shot both victims in the back of the head, then dumped the victims on the shoulder of the interstate where a passerby later found them. Fowler later died. Dobson still in critical condition tonight. Then deputies say the suspect stole the victim's car, dumped their belongings, their clothes nearby on Carty Road, and went to Love's truck stop close to the state line to try and clean up the blood inside, they said. He then drove to Johnson County, Georgia to see a girl he'd been talking to. The suspect was even pulled over there and ticketed for speeding, then drove back to Greenville, where he lives near Travelers Rest, and kept the victim's car at an abandoned house close by. He was arrested after an Anderson County deputy spotted a suspicious car in the Belton area yesterday. The tags came back as stolen, and that's when investigators were really able to start piecing everything together. And just moments ago, the suspect spoke during his hearing. Here's what he had to say.
That I'm sorry that this situation exists, and I want to say that I hope that we can resolve this situation in court, and I would like to have a different ending to this other than my death, because I don't like this situation. I'm just going to say that, Your Honor. That is all.
The streets. Anybody that do something devilish like this, that's the devil. It's the act of the devil.
Now, that was, again, the suspect and Marie Fowler's brother that you just saw there. I did also check on the suspect's criminal history, and in South Carolina, prior to this crime, this incident, this arrest, he had none. Mandy Gaither, WYFF News 4, live in Anderson County.
Mandy, neighbors of the 22-year-old suspect say they're feeling uneasy tonight. They spoke with WYFF News 4's Corey Davis. He's live here in the studio, continuing our team coverage. Corey?
Carol, today I went to the home of John Farrell Villarreal. He lives in the North Cliff neighborhood of Travelers Rest. Neighbors say he shares a home with an older couple, possibly his grandparents, on Ledge Run Court. A woman who lives down the street told me she saw several patrol cars rushing to the home yesterday afternoon. Neighbors say they question his behavior around the community.
We in the past have seen him with what was some sort of gun, although we thought it was perhaps a BB gun, as many people have often, and never saw him with it again.
And then just knowing that he was living there and was capable of doing what he did is a little scary.
On Christmas Eve, the day of the shooting, I spoke with the parents of one of the victims, James Dobson II. Today, his father told me he's relieved investigators tracked down his son's car and found a suspect.
I'm sad to a point, too. Even though I'm happy that somebody has been called, I don't understand a lot of it, and I'm just unhappy too.
Dobson's parents say he is still in critical condition. They're hoping he can pull through after being shot in the neck. Dobson is being treated at the ANMED Medical Center in Anderson. Carol?
Corey, thank you. Breaking news tonight. The Anderson County Sheriff's Office is investigating another shooting. Someone shot a Pelzer woman while she was in bed at her home on Smith Street this morning. 58-year-old Mary Foster was taken to ANMED for treatment. Doctors do not think her injury is life-threatening. Deputies say nothing was missing from the home except her wallet.
The Newberry police tell us a mother and her boyfriend are charged in the death of the woman's 3-year-old son. 21-year-old Thea McCardle appeared in court this morning. So did her boyfriend, Richard Bowman. They both face 20 years to life if they're convicted of homicide by child abuse in this case. The little boy was Gabriel McCardle. The Newberry police say his mother was in Newberry because she had been hired as an escort. Police say after she left the residence in a car with Bowman and her son, the child was knocked unconscious, and the little boy never recovered. He was pronounced dead yesterday morning at Newberry County Memorial Hospital. The couple is due back in court in February.
Lawrence County deputies continue to investigate the death of an amateur gold miner. Someone found the man's body in cardiac arrest at a home on Barrel Stave Road. Deputies say it appears the man was using chemicals to bring gold up from the soil. They say there was no explosion, and investigators believe the man died from exposure to those chemicals. A hazmat crew cleaned up the material found near the body. The Spartanburg County coroner has identified the victim of a deadly fire yesterday morning. The coroner says 64-year-old Johnny Lane Sr. died in a fire at his home on Reedville-Sharon Road in Woodruff. That fire is still under investigation. New Year's Eve forecast time. Chief Meteorologist John Cessrich joins us.
All right, John, rest of this year, what do you say? Can you forecast that for us?
For the rest of this year, so
yeah.
I just have just a few hours.
Of course.
I'm in pretty good shape. I think I can do that, Michael. Take a look at this. Your New Year's Eve forecast for the Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson area. At 10 o'clock, the temperature will be 37 degrees, 35 at midnight, 34 degrees at 2 o'clock in the morning. So expect mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, light winds. That's good news. So we don't have to deal with wind chills, but bundle up. Obviously, temperatures in the 30s. It's pretty cold. Different story, though, for New Year's Eve in the Asheville-Hendersonville area, as temperatures will drop into the upper 20s by closer to midnight tonight. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, but lighter winds probably after midnight. Most of this evening, though, expect that cold breeze out of the north and northwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour and gusty from time to time. So we could be talking about wind chills in the upper teens. So bundle up, that's for sure. I'll talk more about New Year's Day coming up a little bit later on. Now back to you, Carol and Michael.
Thanks, John. If you haven't made your New Year's Eve plans yet, you are in luck. We have some ideas for you to consider.
Not too late, and there's something for everyone out there, turns out. WYFF News 4's Nigel Robertson compiled some of the options, and he joins us now to run down the fun. Nigel?
Yeah, a lot of fun, Michael and Carol. First, you could spend it on the couch and watch the ball drop right here on WYFF4 in the comfort of your own home. But if you don't want to do that, here are some options. One family-friendly spot will be Ice on Main in front of the Courtyard Marriott. Skating will last till 12:30 in the morning. It's $10 for adults, $8 for kids. For adults, restaurants all up and down Main Street in Greenville having New Year's Eve events as well. Roost next to the Hyatt, for example, having a champagne countdown. Some of the other restaurants like Lazy Goat, High Cotton are having parties as well. There is a big New Year's party in Spartanburg at the Spartanburg Marriott on North Church Street. It's called Shag on New Year's Eve, and tickets are $50 plus tax. There's another option as well. Thousands expected to head to church tonight. Redemption on Haywood Road is having a massive New Year's Eve party with praise and worship service, balloons, even indoor pyrotechnics. This event is free and starts at 10. Also, this side note, cab companies tell me this is their biggest night of the year. They will have all their cards on the road tonight. Yellow Cab alone has about 40 taxis that will be up and down all over Greenville County. And if you Uber, they will be doing rides tonight as well. Rates, we're told, will be higher at peak time, so you want to call ahead. Carol?
Thanks, Nigel. It won't be long before South Carolina lawmakers head back to Columbia to create new laws. One bill that will be filed in January is a bill to shorten the legislative session. WYFF News 4's Tim Waller has been tracking this bill and others. Tim.
Carol, it's long been known South Carolina has one of the longest legislative sessions in the country. So this bill, sponsored by Senator Lee Bright, would shorten the session by roughly 12 weeks. Here's how it works. In even-numbered years, lawmakers would adjourn the second Thursday in March. And during odd-numbered years, they would adjourn the second Thursday in April. The purpose of doing this, of course, is to save money. However, 10 previous attempts to shorten the legislative session since 1994 have failed. Now, a slew of bills aimed at fixing South Carolina's deteriorating roads, everything from raising the gas tax by 5 cents to providing a tax credit of $50 a year for auto repairs that might be needed from driving on those bumpy roads. And a look at all the bills aimed at making the state's domestic violence laws tougher. Senate Bill 3 right here restructures the current laws by adding various degrees based on the severity of the case and takes away the offender's right to possess a firearm. That's what the next bill on this list does. It forces a person convicted of domestic violence to surrender their weapons to law enforcement. The 2015 legislative session starts in less than 2 weeks. That is on Tuesday, January 13th.